add this thing again. All right, let's add that video stream. Dun, 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 dun. Display capture, window capture, and what do I want? I want this thing. All right. And let's make this fit to the screen. Does it look janky or are we good? We'll find out. Nah, looks good to me. All right. Let's kick this live stream off. Share screen, window. Got double the streams running today. All right. Let's see if this actually ends up working or not. I never know. Yo, what's up, what's up? Call wall, price likely to reject and come back down. Above call wall, dealers lose money. Put wall, price likely to reject and go up. Below put wall, dealers lose money. All right. Just wanted to write that in before I forget. Let me just try out some scenarios here that I'm seeing, at least on SPY. I think silver looks pretty bullish, but I do think it's going to reject at some point in time and fill that gap. But this is what I was saying yesterday too. Like, we got that double bottom formation, and I think it's likely to go back up to this range. And so then see if it rejects at that 92 area or 94 and comes back down to fill this gap or this imbalance and continue onwards. I did swing some gold 480 calls for end of next week, I think next Friday, but they were pretty expensive. They're like $500 a pop. I don't know if it's worth the risk for everyone, but I ended up taking those. So we'll see kind of what happens there. And then yesterday on SPY, I ended up rolling most of the 689 puts for Friday. They actually turned out green. They were like up 10% just before close yesterday because of that drop. And then I sold most of the 694 puts yesterday and got the 693 one put here. And that was a 50% return, just for everyone's transparency. All right, so love Strauss scenarios. George has been pretty bearish all day, at least since the pre-market has been open. So from like 4 a.m. basically, he was saying either buy 692 calls for 2 days out. And then now he's saying 695p or 6975p on SPX if you want to play that. I do think he's right. That's what I was saying yesterday too. I think there's this imbalance here on the 15-minute that needs to be filled. I don't know if that gets filled today or not, but it's pretty likely that we tag this area first and then kind of take out this imbalance afterwards. So I want to see it move down towards that 691 area. So let's just draw that out as a possible scenario. And I posted this in the Slack, or not Slack, Old Habits, in the Discord as well. Because like this is a relative equal high here at the 697 area. So let's just mark that out. And we are not closing above that. So until we close above that, I don't want to risk swinging calls. Maybe I'll swing calls at the end of the day, like if it gets to that 691 area for like the 694 target. But I don't want to swing any 700 calls just yet, because until we close above the 697.47 area, I don't want to swing any higher strikes. And then what I'm seeing on the downside, which is where George's mind is at as well, is I want to see something like this, where we sweep this level, kind of consolidate a little bit, and then go back down, fill that imbalance, maybe come down further, and then you almost have this like inverse head and shoulder here. So and then you can kind of go up from there. So I don't know if we'll get that necessarily. I do think it's pretty likely that we get something like that, which is part of the reason I was swinging those 694 and that one 693 put, and then the 689 for Friday. You basically buy puts when you're at like these highs, and then you buy calls when you're at the lows. So we'll see. It seems like it's going to be the reverse of yesterday, where we just got this impulse move up and then consolidated. I think today's like consolidated and impulse move down into that same imbalance zone. So that's really what I'm watching for, and that's where my bias is. And if it changes, it changes. But for the time being, at least, I think that should track pretty well with the layers of liquidity. And just making sure my audio is set right. Yep. One other thing I added, I think you'll see this if you're a premium member, is levels to watch. So the range, the call walls and put walls. And then anytime a sweep is happening, this will kind of come to fruition when the market loads. But I want to show you an example of what that looks like before I forget. Admin. When there's a liquidity sweeps happening, like George will actually show that now. So he'll show like, hey, you set the previous day low, you can buy calls for whatever target. In this case, it's 600C just for an example. And then the levels will be filled as well. So whatever the opening range low is, opening range high is, previous day low, previous day high, previous week low, previous week high, and also monthly. So I ended up adding that in for all the premium subscribers. So at least now we can see the levels that George is watching and how he's deciding what to take. And then you can see the levels directly on the cards when they're filled at market open for what the most likely zones are where price might reverse, right? So like we have liquidity at the 697, 695 area, 696 area. That's likely to reverse down and tag this area where you have your discount. And then this is effectively your biggest discount zone. So your price goes from discounts to premium and then premium to discounts. Hopefully people paid attention to some of the other videos that I put together, but that's how that works. And I think we should be good to go. Market opens in a minute. I'm basically just going to hit the 694 puts or maybe 695 puts as soon as that opens. Tim staying on till 9:56. What a specific time. So open the casino. Open the casino. We want in. Timmy's the president of the CIA, so I'm very cautious of what to say here. What leader are you installing in Iran, Timmy? No comment? All right, we'll find out. We'll all be surprised equally. Stadium? What the hell? What kind of stadium? Oh, market's open. Who cares? All right, I'm going to buy these 694 puts because they're freaking cheap right now. I'm going to buy 2 of them. Actually, hold on. I'm going to wait for that sweep up and get them at maybe a discount at... Actually, I don't think it's going to fill, but we'll try it. We'll try it at 60, see what happens. Man, this broker sucks. Why is nothing real time? I just have to keep reloading it. All right, he's watching puts. Did he buy anything? No, he didn't buy anything yet. All right, my order filled at 60. I'm going to see if it kind of comes back down to the 50 area. If it does, then I'll add it. Oh, I'm already green. Never mind. And I want to sell it at some point in time, so I want to see if I can sell it at maybe $1.20. Just get that 100%. I'll just queue that up anyways, and then I'll have a free runner. All right, classic manipulation. The first 5 minutes is why I told George not to trade until 9:35. You always get that manipulation where they're just rating a lot of the stop losses and then kind of come back down to that area. So I want to see if we either close above, then I'll cut the puts. If we don't close above, which is highly likely, then I'm going to come back. We're going to come back down to that area. But let's see. Palantir is probably going to dump. Let me just check that chart. Yeah, gap up and then kind of go back down. I do like Palantir weeklies, probably like the 140 puts, maybe 180 calls, but I'm not going to take them just yet. I'm going to wait till Thursday. George is swinging already. Oh, he's taking some comments on Google. Oh, I like that. That's cool. I'm glad. UCO, that's kind of weird. He uses 15 minutes, so until 9:30 to 9:45 usually. All right, there's your manipulation candle. Let's see if it comes back down or if they consolidate for a little bit. If anyone took those 694 puts at a discount or up, it's coming back to the original entry. Great. Let it go down. Oh, the 696 level's holding. Interesting. Was not expecting that. Maybe I'll just consolidate. Who knows? Palantir, high risk zone. I get that. Oxy's flipped on the positive. Oh, she on the negative. Oh, we'll see. He ended up buying Palantir comments. That's kind of weird too. Interesting. Interesting. Did IWM calls? Oh no, he's still watching puts. All right. Oh, let me just see the IWM chart. Timmy's rejecting, man. I don't know if it's worth chasing calls up here. They're also rejecting from that same level as before. 10% on the 694 puts. Whoever took them, scale out. I wish I was doing on my main portfolio because I don't like buying just 2 contracts. I want to buy like 10 or 20. You're up 10% still. Okay, 20%. Scale out. Scale out of the 694 puts. I can't say this enough. Scale out, please. Don't let a trade go red. Don't let it go red. I can stomach a loss, but 10% is 10%. Okay, you're back at 20% there. It really wants to go down. I don't know if they'll let it, but we'll find out. On the 4 hours, it looks pretty suspicious as well, where like it's a head and shoulder pattern. You got your left shoulder, head, right shoulder's forming, and kind of tag that imbalance, as I was saying before. But let's see. All right, you're up like 30% now on the 694 puts if anyone took them. So scale out, scale out. Yeah, Rocket Lab calls paid. I'm going to hold it till Friday. We'll see what happens. I think Rocket Lab and ASTS might have some news, although this is concerning. That drop is concerning. It'll kind of go back down now. So I don't want to swing a lot of stuff right now. Just never know what's going to happen. All right, when you see like these big wicks where you have equal like sell side and equal buy side, like that's indecision. So we got to decide, or they got to decide if they want to go up or down. And this is where it's going to consolidate for a little bit. I don't know how long that's going to take. It could take all day. It could take like 5 minutes. No idea. Still hasn't taken anything, which I really like because he's patient at least. Did anyone scale out of the 694 puts or even take them in the first place? It's okay if you didn't. It's fine. It's good to learn and observe and watch. Watch me lose $200. What was he watching? Or he's about to take the IWM puts? Maybe. Maybe. And the first 10 minutes is always fucky. Yeah, that rejection zone is pretty strong on IWM. I'm going to mark that as a level because I think it's important to see it.
It shouldn't make a difference. Do you have your old phone with you? Yeah. There should be a way to transfer it from phone to phone.
I'm going to mute him. It's probably work. Muted. All right, boom. I want to see this reject and come back down. There's this big gap here on IWM. I don't know if that's worth playing, to be honest, because you're gonna get stuck in that consolidation range. All right, we're up 10% again on the 694 puts. Just let it drop. What are you waiting for? Nicely done, Denver. Nicely done. I just want to see this imbalance get filled and maybe the one below that get filled. Just do it. Ah, there it goes. All right, you're up again 20%, 30%, whatever number. I can't math, you know me. I gotta look at some of the logs after. I wonder why George is not taking plays. Maybe he's just waiting for volume. WDC, he's saying buy calls. Okay, that's cool. Why is he watching calls for WDC though? Oh, well, it pumped like a motherfucker. All right, never mind. I'm not chasing that. I'm going to sell one of these at 80 just so I can get some cash back. Actually, maybe I'll do 90. Maybe I'll do 80. Fuck it. I also had that 693 put. That might work out. What are we up now? We're up 20%? 22%? I can't tell. I like that he bought shares again. That's interesting. WDC, Google, CRML, PLTR. 39 shares. Jeez, this guy's crazy. 23 shares. All right, whatever. Might work out. One of my limit sells fell. Okay, one of my limit sells fell, so at least I made some money on that from 60 to 80. And I got 2 contracts left on the 694 and 693 puts. He's watching puts still. Interesting. Maybe it's not updated. No, it's still updated. Okay, cool. But rut calls, that's us. Still bearish. Still bearish. All right. That checks out to me. I was looking at this pattern yesterday. I don't know how real it is, but I wanted to show you just in case it's interesting. In that first 5-minute bar, you can tell who's in control. If you get like this huge impulse up and then on the next minute bar, so let's go down to the 1 minute level. So look at the first 5-minute candle, and then on the minute side, if you see like a fair value gap like this, and it gets retested, where you have the wick and then a gap in the middle and then another wick on top, whoever is in control, if it's a buyer in control, they'll test that area and then go up. If it's a seller, you can't see the opposite. They'll test that area and then go down. And then you can just buy the appropriate put or call from using the 1 minute chart for the level above or below. I don't know how accurate it is. I only learned about that yesterday. Or figured that out yesterday, rather. But in case that's helpful, hopefully that's useful at some point in time. I don't know when. This is a battleground. The first 15-minute candle hasn't even closed, and we're still doing that. Nicely done, Timmy. Full ported. Let's look at QQQ while we wait to see what happens. Nuke Fest. I like it. That's exactly what I was expecting. It's a strong rejection zone. You got your relative equal lows there, relative equal highs here. It'll probably bounce at that 622 level. Whoever's in QQQ puts, just be cautious or scale out of that there. I don't know if we're going down to the 617 area. We might, I don't know. But just be cautious of that reversal. I want to see why the levels aren't loading, but I'll get to that after. Yeah, Poopy, definitely you. This guy buys like $3,000, $4,000 worth of contracts every day. And then one day he lost it all. I had to start again. It's okay, we've all been there. We've all been there. All right, there goes KQQ. Good job, George. Did he have puts on his menu? He did. 626 puts, which are in the money. Cool. I want to see if SPX is diverging from SPY. Still got that left shoulder ahead, right shoulder pattern. So we'll see if it comes back down to that imbalance. And this is the battleground. I don't know if they'll have what it takes to keep it up, but we'll find out. At least we made some money, or I made some money on those 694 puts. Still got 2 left. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to hold this, honestly. I really doubt it. I really doubt they're able to hold that, but we'll see. Because if you lose 694, you're coming back down to that 692 area. Nice. Poopy made some money as well. Palantir dumping finally. 140p. Oh, fudge. I should have taken that at open or whatever. Live and learn. I'll wait till Thursday. What's silver up to? Silver bullish. If this gap fills today, like this area, I'm going to buy like calls for tomorrow for that 80 target. Let's see what gold's doing, because if gold is also pumping, it's going to be bad for the indices. Hey, we're up $20 on the 694 puts. Look at that. Not $20, $30. Oh. All right, good job, George. You were right on that one. If this fills at 120, I'm walking away. I'm just leaving that 693 put. And we're up 100%. $62.96 is pretty good. Scale out. Scale out. I think my limit sale will actually fill in the next like 2 minutes. It'll go to that from 60 to 120. Get that nice 100% gain. Calls after 6955. Did we hit 6955 out in SPX? I don't know. Nah, sell more down. This is like that accumulation shape. I do like that from Robin. It's right in that middle of that inbound, so I can see that working. Okay, just fill my friggin' limit order. Just fill it so I can sell and get out of here. Wow, the put premium just increased like exponentially. I wonder if there's a volume picking up or something. Nope, still not great volume. Okay, orb trend should be defined soon because it's now 15 minutes. And did you do any other analysis on this? He's pretty right on those. I don't know why you take it. I'll look into that later. I wonder if he's lost money on those Palantir calls, or sorry, shares. Nope, still waiting on the prices. Updates every 5 minutes on comments. Cool. All right, if you're worth to reload on puts, it'd be like here on the 693p if you ended up getting those. But I'm going to wait to see if my limit sell fills from 60 to 120 on the 694 puts. What is George saying on silver? He's watching those calls still. I like that. Although it's gone up quite a bit since he last saw them, so maybe not. Oh, he's changed bullish, has he? No, he's just watching the calls, but he hasn't taken anything. Okay. Still trending down. I like it. Silver flip gamma, so it's positive. Buy all dips. Tesla flip negative. Short all pops. Amazon is positive. Is Amazon pumping now? No, it's also in that consolidation, which I don't like. SPX is looking at calls, RUT calls, and Amazon calls. Oh, maybe that works out. Who knows? All right, if we close above the 695 area, I'm just going to cut that call for the put for a slight profit of 10%, whatever that is. Actually, I might just sell that anyway. $6.94 put. Is it pending? Modify. Let's just get out of this at 0.70. If it fills, it fills. Just take the win. I do have that 693 put as well. I have a sneaky suspicion it's going to do this, where it just like stops out everyone who's taking a call here or a long here, and then reverse up. Yeah, put premiums are dropping. It's time to get out of the puts, just in case it reverses. Whoever took them, scale out or exit now. Yeah, see, these premiums are dropping fast. I'm just waiting to see if it fills at 70, and then I'm out of those two options. I'll keep the 693 put as a hedge and then buy calls instead. Probably that 698 call. Because that's the next zone of liquidity up here. When it's like a $2 range or $3 range in this case, I don't know if it's worth playing, to be honest. Are they going to stop me out, or are they going to nuke it a bit more? Let's see. WM266. All right. I think you're up on that, Timmy. I think you're up on that. I'd just be cautious of this zone. Although if you close above the 265 area, you're probably going to go to that 268. Wow. Timmy's made friggin' 82% by full porting here. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Is it reversing? No, not yet. I'll wait to see what happens here. This trade is still green. If anyone took the 694 puts with me, feel free to scale out. Okay, my second limit sell filled. All right, we're good. Now I can leave the 693 put as it is. I don't think this is up by much, if anything at all. Let's go see. Yeah, I'm down 5% on those just because I rolled them from yesterday. And what I'm going to do instead is actually add to that 705 call for Friday, but I'm going to wait until this zone gets cleared. If we test it, even better, I'll add more, but I'm going to add one to it just right now. I'm going to buy one at 30 and call it a day. If this goes to like $1.20, I'll be pretty pissed because I thought we were going to reverse course on that candle. Okay, I think that's basically it. I'm going to close the stream at 10, but I just want to see if it rejects again and comes back down, or if we end up somehow reversing up to that 700 target by the end of the week. And then at the market close, we got the JOLTS jobs data. So I don't know if it'll nuke tomorrow or it'll be bullish tomorrow. So I don't want to swing too much. I'm just taking those 705 calls for Friday just in case. Rut is cooking. It is. If you took those calls that George was saying, congrats. I think Rut is going to fly. Same thing with IWM. Oh, no, it's rejecting. All right, well, wait. QQQ reversing. It's reversing. They're not letting it get to that put wall at 622. To probably get up to that 629 area. Might be a good lot for calls. And for 0 DTE, this might have bottomed. I don't know. I'm going to wait till the 955 candle to see. Let's see on the 5 minutes what that looks like. Because you do have a bit of an inverse head and shoulder here. Left, head, right, go up maybe. If you want to gamble, we can take, just because I've already made some money, I'm going to take the 697 calls. Sorry, 698 calls at 27 bucks. Just going to take one at 27 because I don't want to risk a lot here. Especially because I only got 500 bucks in this George account right now. Did it fill? It should have filled. Oh, it did fill. Look at that. All right, we're up 1 cent on that. Cool. Cool beans. No volume again, huh? Let's see what the volume is like. Average volume, 73 mil. Volume right now, 10 mil. Like you're at 1/7 of volume here. I don't think it's worth playing, to be honest. Which is probably why George hasn't taken anything. He's just